everyone, and welcome to this digital edition of NHL Now. The birthday boy, EJ Raddick, joined with us, along with Lauren Gardner, and of course, the GM of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Jarmo Kekalainen. Jarmo, you're joining us from the bubble in Toronto. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. What are your first impressions of life in the bubble?
Happy birthday, EJ. But it's been great. I mean, everything has been very well organized. And I think NHL has done a tremendous job in keeping everybody safe, keeping everybody healthy. And, you know, the zero positives is a testament to the work they've done so far. And hopefully we can keep it that way, get the games going, the real games. I've been watching the exhibition games the last couple of days. Just got back from the building to watch the first two periods of Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning, and tend to go back there for the last two exhibition games. But everybody's anxious to get the real games going, and soon enough they'll be here.
All right, most importantly, Jarmo, what's the tennis situation in the bubble? I mean, how's your tennis game? I know you're a really good tennis player. Where's your game, and can you play in the bubble?
We can, but not until Friday. So the first 5 days we're quarantined in our own rooms, and we can't really socialize with any of the other teams either. Those are the rules, and so I've got the time booked for Friday, and we'll get going. Friday is our first day off here too, so it'll be perfect.
Okay, so that's an early day off. You get to have some fun with some extracurricular activities, but it sounds like it's going to be all hockey all the time for you. When you look at your roster, you have some players back and healthy. I mean, what are your thoughts, especially after upsetting Tampa last season in the first round?
This is a whole new season. Obviously, we've had some ups and downs, but I thought that we did very well to the point that the season was paused with the having over 400 man games lost, and the depth guys that we had coming up and playing for us did a tremendous job. There were a lot of question marks in our goaltending, but both young goaltenders played very well for us. And Jonas Korpisalo got an all-star invitation for it. Elvis Merzlikins got 5 shutouts and was one of the top rookies in the league, in my opinion. And so, we've gone through a lot of adversity this year, but that's great. So we're ready now. We're almost healthy. Josh Anderson's getting close, but not ready yet. But we're eager to get going, and I think we have a lot to prove.
All right, Jarmo, you mentioned those goaltenders, and you got 2 really good young ones that played terrific for you, as you mentioned. What's the thinking about how you're going to use these guys moving forward? Is it going to be based on just what you guys have seen in practice and maybe in the one exhibition game, or do you have other plans? How is it going to work? Because you got 2 good ones.
Yeah, I think it's a great problem to have, if you want to call it a problem. I think it's been a great internal competition all the way up to here. It will be that moving forward as well. I think it'll be a strength of our team. There's going to be a back-to-back in the qualifying series here, and games 3 and 4 will be back-to-back. I think it'll be a strength of ours that we have 2 goaltenders that are equally competing for ice time, and I think may the best man play. And I think Tortorella is going to make the decision accordingly with Manny Legacy, who's our goaltending coach. But both are ready to go. Both are competing. Both want to be the number one guy, and I think it's a great situation.
Yeah, great goaltending tandem for you guys. You also have a very strong blue line to back him up and play in front of both of those guys. When you look at the opposing styles between your club and Toronto's, how do you guys kind of neutralize that speed?
They obviously have a lot of firepower. They're a skilled team. They're a fast team, and we have to play our game. We have to be very disciplined. We have to play very well defensively and not give them odd man rushes and take chances against them. So we have to play with our strengths. That's the way we've gotten to this point. That's the way we got to the point in the regular season that earned us this opportunity in the playing round. So we can't change anything. We know our identity. We know how we have to play, and we have to be very disciplined. And that's the only way you can be a very talented team like Toronto.
Jarmo, you guys must, I guess nobody wanted this pause. Nobody wants to be in this situation, but it has played out well for you in terms of, you mentioned it, you guys were just beset with injuries, particularly some really important guys, including Seth Jones. He's back now for your group. Give the viewers an idea of just how important Seth Jones is to your team.
Well, he's very important. He plays 25 to 28 minutes every game, always against the lines of the opponents. He plays our power play. He kills penalties. he makes that tandem with Zach Werenski perfect because they feed off of each other. They have great chemistry together. Zach Werenski's having a great season as well at 20 goals, leading the defenseman in goal scoring in the whole entire league. But he missed Seth for sure, and you know, he's a big part of our group. He's a leader now. He's grown into that role, and we welcome him back, and he's a huge part of our success.
I want to touch on life in the bubble for a second here. Obviously, you guys arrived on Sunday, I believe, and the NHL as a whole has done a great job of obviously not having any positive tests over the course of the past, I believe, it was 6 or so days. What leads you to believe that this will be successful throughout the course of Stanley Cup final and all of this?
I think the players have shown that they have the discipline. I think the most challenging time was through the training camp when they still had a lot of liberties. They could go to the bar, or they could go to restaurants. They could attend a party if they wanted to, and we couldn't really control any of it. But we talked about it in the beginning of the camp and made sure that everybody understood the seriousness of the situation, that one guy can ruin it for the whole team and possibly for the whole tournament or the league. So kudos to all the NHL players and staff that they stayed quarantined through that phase 3, and now we're here and healthy, and I think we can stay that way. I think this is a very safe place now. NHL has done all the precautions and keeping everybody healthy. All the people that come from outside that work in the service industry, they get tested every day. We get tested every day, and there's hand sanitizers everywhere and masks everywhere, and everything is socially distant and according to the very strict rule book. So we're all following the rules and trying to keep each other safe and healthy, and hopefully that's the way it'll stay until the last game is played.
All right, as Lauren mentioned, the Toronto Maple Leafs, your first round opponent coming up, or I guess the qualifying round opponent in a short 3 out of 5 series. Who are some guys in your group, Jarmo, that you've noticed in camp and the run up to this that have impressed you? Because there's, you know, I'm hearing that maybe that young Liam Foudy may be a part of it for you guys. Are there some guys that the viewers don't really know about your team that could be important pieces here?
Yeah, I think that this 4 months off did a lot of good things for a lot of different players. And when you're a young player, I think that when you have that time, that luxury to work on your body and get stronger, faster, quicker, you could see that the 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, they can take a little bit bigger steps than the guys that are already in their 30s. So we had a guy who was injured when we paused it by the name of Alexander Texier, for example, and he's healthy now, and he's looked very, very good through their training camp. Liam Foudy is a guy that only played 2 games for us in the regular season. He played his season in London in the OHL, and he's looking very good through the camp. And Cam Atkinson was just about to come back when we paused the league. That was going to be his first game back, and now he's had all this time to heal and train, and he looks very quick and good out there. So there are a lot of different guys. Oliver Bjorkstrand was a big piece of our puzzle that was missing when we paused. He had the same injury as Seth Jones, and he wasn't really going to be back unless we went deep into the playoffs in the regular calendar. And now he's back and healthy. So we have a lot of different players that have used this time very well. And again, credit to the players and their discipline that they didn't take 4 months off. They used it to their advantage to get better, improve in their career, and improve our team.
Yeah, healthy bunch and a lot of depth. Jarmo, we really appreciate your time. Best of luck down the stretch and with your tennis game inside that bubble, Toronto. And EJ, happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, EJ.
Thank you, Jarmo. When you get to this stage, believe me, you just want to keep moving forward. So we'll just try to do that. But thanks for the time, and good luck against the Leafs.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.